Greetings everyone and welcome back to Night of the Dead. What I want to do today is I want to automate the collection of crude oil in the desert. I do believe I have everything on me to get that going, and I have done some work on that already. But first, I would like to talk about last night's horde. Of course, the day 23 horde. Now, we didn't get any giants, which means of course we're going to get giants tonight. However, we did get a new player on the field, and that was, of course, the major from the desert, the big guy with the flamethrower. And it was a hot time on the bridge last night, even for me, because one, we had our new flamethrower going down here, and of course, well, he was using flames as well. As a matter of fact, it's becoming difficult to actually stand here because he was shooting flames at me. Now, mind you, I only got burned once. But I'm thinking that, over time it's going to be hard to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal that last hole up. You see, if I want to shoot down, I can just do it from up here. Although I also have to be careful because I don't want to get pulled down. That would be very unfortunate. Now, the other problem with this guy is apparently he's a lot tougher than the others. So an abnormal number of them were actually making it all the way through. The pendulum took care of a bunch of them, but we had a bunch of times where the springboard actually had to toss them off. And as I mentioned during the horde, I do want 2 more of those before tonight's horde. We also had one who got past the springboards, which is the reason I want more, and of course got dunked. Now here's the thing. He didn't vanish or anything. He was still underwater. See, I needed a bunch of stones so I could do some stonifying in the desert. So I kind of drove out there and I started harvesting some stones. Well, it turns out he swam all the way over the next morning, came up on shore and attacked me from behind. It wasn't any danger to me, but it does show that you probably don't want to dunk that many of them because it could end up becoming a problem. Especially if they gather under there and there's a lot of them. It might even cause lag or something. I don't really know. That's the reason this is a last line of defense, even though technically speaking, we do have these guys as the last line of defense. So that's the reason I want more of the springboards. I would rather dunk them back onto the bridge so they have to go through the damage again. Oh, and by the way, I was back at the other base, and the one thing I did was I collected the damage modifiers and I loaded them into everything that didn't have one already. Like, for instance, these guys down here, the spikes down below, these guys already had them, but the extra things. Yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this because this one just isn't really doing anything for me. This treadmill. This treadmill is doing something, and we have seen it work. It's just that I haven't seen this do anything, so I might have to put some kind of a damage device there. All I have to do is pick it up, and I'll have the materials to build something else. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Another thing, of course, is that I am going to want to build another minigun. And of course, I made the platform for it already, as you can see right there. So we'll throw that in the middle and we'll hook that up to the trap controller for basically giants. And we'll see how that works out. I'm a little concerned if I get a giant from each side that it might be a tremendous draw on power. Hopefully nobody gets close enough that it's a problem. I'm guessing the big issue would be is if I had multiples on one side like we had previously. We'll have to see. It really depends. I mean, if we get one on each side, I think the defenses could probably take it out, especially if I do have the minigun over there. All right, so that's basically our horde talk done. I will be working on those to make tonight's horde hopefully as automatic as possible. Now let's talk about automating Crude. What I did was I mentioned I went back out to the base. The reason for that is because I wanted to collect the 3 upgraded batteries, the upgraded battery eliminator, and of course the remaining wind turbines. There were 5 of them. So I grabbed all of those and I went out to the desert. I built a wooden platform, I stonified it, and I put down the batteries, and I put down the wind turbines. So they're charging them. I also put the battery eliminator, but it's not attached because it actually does draw some power. Besides, that's actually how we're going to turn everything on. I'm going to hook the drone bases up to the battery eliminator. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to hook the battery to the battery eliminator to power everything on at one time. I'm not going to use a switch. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that's all out there ready for us. It is charging. It's not going to fill the batteries too much because they are wind turbines. What I'm planning on doing is I'm going to put down solar panels. During the day, I'm hoping that they will charge the batteries enough to get us through the night. I think I have enough to put 3 of them down. A solar panel will increase your power by 100. Thing is, the drones actually use 100. So each solar panel is basically going to be a wash for each drone base. But remember, they only work at night. So I do have a third one down. I'm hoping the third one will help build up an extra supply of power. After all, the 3 batteries will do nearly 1 million power. If they're filled, maybe it gets us through the night. I might just have to upgrade the wind turbines too, but those are a little bit on the expensive side because each one of them, I believe it uses 5 titanium. So we'll have to see about that. All right, we're done with this. Now, what I want to do is I want to test the whole process. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over there and I'm going to build another drone base. And we're going to configure, one is going to be for harvesting, one's going to be for reloading, and we're going to see the whole process work. If everything works the way that we think it's going to work, the way I think it's going to work, then we're just going to pick up the drone bases and head out to the desert. I was already out there, so I have a wonderful drink in me that should last 12 hours, so it shouldn't be a problem. All right, so that is what we're going to do now. I believe I have everything. Not this way. Not this way. I actually have a bunch of maintenance kits, like 32 of them, so I'm just going to load them in. Fuel, fuel shouldn't be a problem. I got 400 fuel, and I do believe that the bike is already loaded up. I think I left it over here. Right. By the way, I am hearing the whistling, so I'm guessing my horde is somewhere. Maybe it's underground or something like underwater, I should say. So they may be jumping out at us. If that happens and we're near our devices, I'm just going to have to punch them or something because I don't want to cause any electrical explosions from my claws. All right, these guys should be ready to be harvested. Let's see. Right. Okay, so these guys can be harvested. Now, we use this one for reloading, I believe. So control. Right, reload 25 meters, and we made it look military. I'm thinking we have different colors for different functions, but we'll worry about that in the desert. All right, so I need to put another one of these down. Oh, here we go. All right, let me just take care of these guys. Okay. Stay away from the platform. Got it? I think that's it. No, I do hear the whistling still. Yeah, here we go. I gotta pick these up one of these days. Okay, are we actually done now? I don't see any. And there's my stair down there. Yeah, it doesn't quite reach the water bottom. I was hoping I could do like a half thing and get it closer, but yeah, it doesn't quite work out the way I'd like. You know, I'm going to have to make that other boat and see whether or not I can stand on top of it or something like that. You know, kind of like you could do with the armored car. Although maybe things in the water just work differently. All right, as I was saying, now I don't think this is attached because it was a big power drain. Let's see. Yeah, right. So the power goes here, but it doesn't go anywhere. Actually, you know what I want to do? Let's break this connection. Because I want to hook these guys to the battery eliminator. Here, hold it a second. Actually, it goes this way. Okay, green is power out. And then we're going to put it right there. All right, now let's put the other drone down. So that's an electricity controller over here. All right, let's see. All right, we'll just leave it there. Doesn't really matter because we're going to be picking them up again anyway. Okay, so let's go on in and set it up. This one is going to be harvesting. And it's a 25 meter. And we're just going to say green. Now what we're going to do, of course, is we're going to power it. So we're going to take this connection, and then we're going to put it there. All right, now put that away. All right, so what should happen when I connect this battery to this battery eliminator is the green one should pick one, go over, harvest it. When it's coming back, the other one should go over and reload it. Oh, that reminds me. Right, okay, so we don't actually... You know what, here, we'll do this for now, because I'm going to grab all this anyway. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to need maintenance kit. All right, so like I said, this one's going to go over, empty it, bring the stuff back, put it in here, and then as soon as that happens, this one's going to go over and reload the one that this one harvested. All right, so let's see if this works the way that I think it is. Put this over here, and boom. Okay, there he goes. All right, he harvested that. He came back with stuff, and the other guy goes out and reloads it now that it's ready. He's harvesting, and he's coming back with a package, and the other guy brings a package and then comes back with that. So these guys are now... Here. They're now going. Now, obviously, doing all of this for two of these guys in a place where you wouldn't do it, that's not really what this is about. This is all about testing. And it does seem to be working exactly the way I wanted. Now, this one, of course, had the maintenance kits. So there was 32, now there's 30, right? So it loaded them up. I'm taking that all back. Now, this should have what was harvested from these guys. And, of course, we're basically just getting regular iron stuff from this. So there's no purpose in even putting these guys here. We need these guys out in Snowfield so they can get us a bunch of things. But at the moment, we don't need this. All right, so let me just disconnect. Actually, I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to have to take all this apart anyway because it's not required anymore. All right, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to disassemble. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go demolish. And then we're going to go demolish. So with all the research I've done, I have all the parts for those. So now what we're going to do is we're going out to the desert. Put that away. I'm going to take... Okay, we'll just let these guys go because they're just going to do something. You know. Besides, you know, when the time comes, I can just go over and grab them and bring them out to the desert, you know. I mean, that's the easiest way. If you want to, say, make like a dozen of them, just make them all. And make sure that you can make them all, and then just go over and pick them up. As long as you're going to get all the parts back, of course. But you've seen that I have researched like everything that I can research. So for deconstruction, I get everything back. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're heading out to the desert. We're going to put these drone bases down, and we're going to see about getting our crude automatically. Another thing I'm going to do when I'm out there, and it's probably not something that's very interesting, so we're just going to kind of end at that point, is I need to go into the mine that's near the refinery and essentially clean it out because I need all the magnesium that's in there. I wouldn't mind having more aluminum. That way I can construct things. For instance, you know, if I need those for upgrading the giant power system to 10,000 in the future, which is going to have to happen actually, then I'm going to need as much of those materials as I can get my hands on. And there is another mine, of course, the one near radar, but I mean, basically this is the only one that I can get magnesium in. Well, those two, I can get magnesium in them. All right, so let's get out to the refinery and start setting up our automated system. And here we are. I'm just curious as to whether or not I'm going to have to move any of these guys to keep them in range of the drones. All right, I guess we'll find out. If one of them doesn't, get harvested, because they're all ready to be harvested, then I'll just like move it or something like that. All right, so here's my platform. You can see I made it kind of big. I have the batteries over here, and if we look here, They're all feeding into this one. I have not attached them to the battery eliminator because I'm going to connect the drones. And we got our horde. Can you guys come over here, please? Stay away from my batteries. All right, hold on a minute. All right, here we go. It's nice of them to bunch up like that, you know? I get to take care of them really quickly. Anybody else? Any late stragglers? Okay, there's a straggler. Okay, could you speed this up, please? I got some automating to do. A little faster. Thank you. Anybody else? Yep, oh, apparently there is. I searched this one, right? Fine. There's fuel there. How did I let that happen? Huh. Oh, there's another one. Okay, you should have come with them. Wasn't he cool? Wow, these guys, could you just like speed this up a bit? Okay, I'm just gonna take the initiative. Okay, are there any more? Because these guys are just annoying. All right, well, you know what? Let's just take care of this. I think the first thing to do would be to put down the solar panels. I know I have enough for 2. I'm hoping I have enough for 3. Actually, you know what? Just in case I have a parts problem, maybe I should put the drones down first. I won't attach them, but let's put them down first. All right, right here. All right, I figure... I don't even know. I'll tell you what. We'll have these guys facing this way. All right, and we'll put that down. And then we'll put that one down there. I want to make sure I can build them after all. Okay, so let's reach for electricity and these guys here. All right, so these guys, power generation is 100. These guys over here, of course, are 25 each unless you upgrade them. I wonder if you can upgrade this. That's interesting. I have no idea. We're going to have to test that. All right, so I should have enough for 3. At least I hope I do. Okay, and the answer is yes, yes. All right, that's good. I don't have to build anything more over here. Now, here's a question. Can I upgrade these? Oh, I can. What do I need to do that? Pulse transformer, transistor, what is this? Oh, that is titanium alloy. So that's titanium ore and, of course, aluminum ore. That's not really a problem, especially considering I'm about to get a lot of aluminum in this cave over here. That'll take it up to 200. That'll actually be very useful. That should probably take care of any power problems we're going to have in the future. All right, here's the thing. Let's hook these guys up right now. It should increase the power generation. You can see these guys are all hooked up to this one. And then this one is hooked to this one. And this one is hooked to this one. And of course, we're going to hook the battery eliminator to that one. All right, let's just add some stuff here. All right, we're going to put this one here. And this one over here. All right, so it was getting 25. Now it's going to get an extra, pardon me, it was getting 100. 5 times 25. Now it's going to get an extra 300. All right, where is it? Right here. There we go. Okay, take that out of my hand. That should start filling up a lot quicker. As a matter of fact, here, let's go this again. So the power coming out of this battery is 405. Now these guys are going to drain 100 each. So I'm thinking that should go a long way towards filling the batteries, even with them turned on. Speaking of which, we should probably hook these guys up. All right, so we're going to have this coming out into here, and then this coming out into here. As soon as I attach this to this, they should be doing stuff. But of course, they're not configured to do anything right now. All right, so I'm hoping that everything is going to be in range. We'll find out. All right, we'll make this one the harvester. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to color code them. All right, so this one's going to harvest. And we're going to go 25 meter range. And this one's going to be blue. That's what I'm going to do with that. Okay, so this one is going to harvest. This one here is going to be reloading, 25-meter range, and this one's going to be green. So blue is going to be harvesting, green is going to be reloading. All right, and of course, this has to have stuff in it. So I'm going to throw, where's the maintenance kits? I got 30 maintenance kits over here. I also do need fuel. Not a lot, but I also don't want this to run out of fuel when everything else is, doing well. So we're just going to do that for now. All right, so 104 each time they reload, it takes 2 fuel. So obviously we're going to run out of maintenance kits before we run out of anything else. All right, I think that is good to go. So when I connect this should pick one of these, go over, harvest it, come back, and when it starts coming back, this guy is going to go to that specific one and is going to reload it and then come back, and it should do that for all 7. And in the end, my oil will be in here. Now, on average, I'm getting about 120, 140 from the collections here, so we'll see what I'm going to get. And of course, this is going to take place when I'm not around. Yeah, that's actually almost completely full. It should start showing over here pretty soon. All right, let's hook it up. Let's hook it up. So we're going to take this, and then we're going to plug it in here, and then let's go. Oh, there it goes. All right, it's going over to that one, and it's coming back with the crude, and then that one is reloading. I'm a little concerned of whether or not that last one is in range or not. Oh, it is. It's going over to that one. Yeah, see the battery? Even with these guys taking some of the battery away, that last solar panel is really helping. Okay, now it's going over here. And now it's going to the second over there. And the last one on the left. And it's done. Both of them are now done. All right, let's take a look at this one for a moment. All right, so we had 30, we have 23 now. And you can see it used the power as well, the fuel. All right, now, of course, the big question is, how much crude did I get? So let's take a look. 104 kind of sucks, just saying. But the whole thing is kind of random. So that's going to get me more than 1,000 fuel. With the 2 flamethrowers I'm using, I really need more. So I am going to have to add more of these guys. There's not really much else I can do. I need more. But now that we have this automated, it shouldn't be a problem. See, I could stick one in there. I could probably fit one in there. I mean, these guys link together really well. I might want to consider, basically picking them up and moving them and such. Of course, I'd want to turn this system off, though, because otherwise I might miss something. Of course, I could also put some over here, too. I mean, as long as they're in range. I mean, from here, both of them were able to reach the one on the far end. You can see they're all going right now. So I could put some over there, too. As soon as I put it down, they'll try to reload it. So that's all that really matters. All right, and I'm hoping the fact that we have the extra solar panel will fill these guys enough so that it'll work through the night. See, basically at the moment, this drone base and this drone base are canceled out by these 2 panels because these guys here are producing 200, but they're consuming 200. So this and these guys over here are basically charging. So I'm hoping that that we gather enough that it won't run out overnight. Worst case scenario, it runs out of power overnight and they can't function. Well, as soon as we get light in the morning, well, I mean, these guys will start activating again, and it'll probably just work then. Now, the problem, of course, is if these guys break. That's actually something I can't do anything about unless I put down another drone and have that do repairs. I don't know if it's actually worth that. It might actually be a better idea if I upgrade them. But of course, upgrading these guys is a little on the expensive side too, because each one of them needs 5 titanium. And at that point, if they do break, and by the way, they do actually break, it's just not anywhere near as common. You need bits of titanium to actually repair them. I mean, they're so inexpensive this way, but of course, they do break a lot. All right, we have done it. We have automated our crude collection. Hopefully we get more. So if I come back here in like 2 days, I should have a lot of crude waiting for me. I was coming out here every day to make sure that I get as much as I could. And it was, it was a time sink. It was. You drive all the way out here. You also, I'm using the motorcycle, so it's not using a lot of fuel. But if I could just let this go for a couple of days and then come back out here and come back with a couple of hundred fuel, that would be very, very nice. Of course, the big thing is going to be mineral production or production in the snowfield. We haven't even gotten to the place where we have to do that. And then, of course, we'd have to build a whole structure for that as well. So that is something we're going to have to do in the future. In the meantime, we have to get our ores wherever we can. And of course, I am doing that right now. So I'm going to drive over to the mine. And I do have a gas mask in here. And I'm going to get myself as much magnesium and aluminum as I can. Also going to get a lot of iron. But I don't really have an iron shortage. You got a lot of iron. But then again, you do need a lot of iron. All right, so it's all the way on the other side, so I might as well just wait. Actually, I'll just turn here. Anything interesting around here? I mean, it's the desert. How interesting could it be? Hey, look, twins. Oops. Sorry about that. Not really. All right, and I think one more. I think it's on the end here. Unless, of course, there's no actual way of getting there. Excuse me. Excuse me. There we go. Alright, there it is up there, so I'll just drive up there. It should be fairly empty because I did kill everything in here. I think I did. Yeah, I believe I did. Anyway, I really don't think that this is going to be interesting. I know it's not going to be interesting for me, you know, basically going through a mine, because I am going to clear it out. It's going to be completely empty because I do need magnesium ore. Hold on a minute. Stop right there. I also need aluminum for what we saw before, which was titanium alloy. You need titanium ore, which I got a lot out of in the titanium mine, but I'm not going to be getting any more. Unless, of course, did we get any in the gold mine? I think we got some in the gold mine. I do believe we did. But then I need aluminum ore for that too. Now, here's the thing. This mine and the mine near radar. Hold on a second here. So we're here right now. This is one mine. The other one was over here near radar. And that's where you get magnesium. Oh, you. You would have lived longer if you just stayed away. Unless he's actually dead. Maybe he's dead. See, the thing is, you can only buy magnesium ingots. But you can buy these. I need the magnesium ore to make those. It's just that it's kind of expensive. And I don't want to get into that habit, if you know what I mean. I mean, look, 10 for 3. I'd rather make them. The thing is, you can't like turn this into ore or anything like that. You know, once it's an ingot, it's an ingot. So I need that stuff to make those bars because they are rather important. You need them for making the circuits, the special circuit. Do I have an extra one of those on me at the moment? I don't think that I did. I think I used that for the drone bases. No, right there. Quantum circuit. Right. And these are like higher level electronics. So if I want to do big upgrading and such, I'm going to need those. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this mine and I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to grab everything. It's going to be really boring. I mean, really boring. So that is where we're going to end it. We did what we wanted to do. We automated the crude collection in the desert. I'm going to come back in a couple of days and see how things are going. I think even if the wind turbines break, as long as the solar panels are fine, there shouldn't be any issues. And the way things work in this game, the other guys only attack things if you're in the area, so they really shouldn't bother it. It'd be funny if I came back and everything was destroyed. I mean, that would actually be amusing. The game really should be like that. I should have to make defenses around it, but at the moment, I just don't think that that's actually going to be a problem. We'll find out in a couple of days. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Maybe say something in the comments for the great God algorithm. And of course, subscribing is a great way to show your support. So thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games, because games are fun. Oh, I need the gas mask. Don't want to forget that. See ya.